James Gunn's Batman film in the DCU could do itself a favor by hiring the writer appointed to lead Batman into a new era. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more video. James Gunn has been slow on updates for his Batman project in the DCU. This is understandable, given that the focus is currently on the first of the DCU off the ground, Superman. However, DC has probably put a gem in place for James Gunn to take advantage of, which might just get Brave and the Bold off the ground. Hawkeye writer Matt Fraction, who is also known for his work with Iron Man, Future Foundation, and Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen, will be heading part of the new creative team on Batman over at DC, along with artist Jorge Jimenez. James Gunn has a great opportunity here to have the writer come aboard the DCU barge to get the franchise's Batman film off the ground. Batman, the Brave and the Bold might have been announced, but James Gunn has made it clear that the DCU is not going to see every announced project get a finished product. However, if Brave and the Bold does make it to theaters after all, there are a lot of things that the film is going to establish that might overwhelm audiences. The DCU is not building itself out from scratch. There is a healthy, active history of superheroes in this universe, and it seems that the universe is kicking off in medias res, which means that characters like Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman have likely been around for a while. This clocks with the fact that Brave and the Bold is going to feature Damian Wayne as Robin, which means a lot of key storylines with Batman have already happened in this universe. This means that characters like Dick Grayson, Tim Drake, and Jason Todd will never really shine as Robin in the DCU, with the focus being on Bruce and his biological son alone. James Gunn has announced a slew of projects that are related to Batman in his DCU, be it the Bane/Deathstroke film that is in production or the Teen Titans project that is being made. Batman is going to be an important project for the DCU, and could set the tone for the majority of the films, even more than Superman. Matt Fraction's version of Hawkeye is well received by fans, and his ability to bend in grounding the superhero genre might be something that James Gunn could leverage. Fraction's work in superhero comics has largely been well received, and DC entrusting the creator with a relaunch of Batman, making him as the perfect candidate to come over to the DCU for a Batman project. There are a slew of rumors that suggest a few films and shows are in the can and are set to begin production, like Superman, Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, and Lanterns could all debut the Bat of Gotham before he gets his own film. While there has been a cameo already in Creature Commandos, James Gunn needs to get its Justice League roster ready before fans start losing interest. Joe Rogan criticizes David Corenswet's Superman reboot while defending James Gunn's controversial past tweets. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more video. Joe Rogan is no fan of David Corenswet's upcoming debut as the Man of Steel in James Gunn's Superman. On his recent podcast, Rogan didn't hold back his opinions on the highly anticipated reboot, dismissing it outright and even going so far as to call the iconic superhero stupid. Rogan's criticism didn't stop there. He shared his frustration with Hollywood's obsession with reboots. However, he may not be interested in Superman. His comments regarding Gunn's infamous past tweets add a layer to his complex stance. In 2018, old tweets of Gunn's resurfaced where the director made jokes about sensitive subjects. The jokes sparked controversy, but Rogan seemingly took his side and talked about the insensitivity. Although Joe Rogan isn't interested in Superman, his comments on James Gunn's controversial past tweets add nuance to his viewpoint. In 2018, old tweets resurfaced in which Gunn made jokes about sensitive topics like P*****ophilia and R***PE. The tweets caused an uproar, resulting in Gunn's temporary firing from Disney and Marvel Studios, where he was working on Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. In his 2018 The Joe Rogan Experience podcast, Rogan pointed out that while the tweets were inappropriate and in bad taste, they were jokes, and no actual criminal behavior was involved. As a stand-up comedian himself, Rogan acknowledged the offensive nature of Gunn's jokes, calling them terrible and gross. They're F***ing terrible. The problem is they're not funny, and they are jokes, they are really gross. However, Rogan made it clear that he didn't believe Gunn should have been fired, asserting that Gunn was simply a **TTY joke teller rather than a criminal. The situation raised larger questions about cancel culture by activists and the consequences of past actions, something Rogan acknowledged as a byproduct of today's culture of activism. For Rogan, while the tweets were problematic, the response to them, the firing and public shaming, seemed excessive. He even went so far as to suggest that the real issue lay with the culture that places so much emphasis on holding people accountable for past mistakes. This perspective reveals a more nuanced take on Gunn's controversy, acknowledging the harm caused by the jokes. In his recent The Joe Rogan Experience podcast, released on February 9th, Rogan was joined by guests Matt Serra, Brendan Schaub, and Brian Callen. When Tara asked about the trailer for David Corenswet's Superman movie, he simply responded, "I'm a grown man," and dismissed the project as unworthy of his time, saying, "Superman is stupid." One specific aspect of the trailer that irked him was the inclusion of Krypto, the superdog. Rogan couldn't fathom why a flying, superpowered dog was necessary. Why was the dog able to drag him? Despite his co-hosts defending James Gunn's ability to make unusual characters interesting, just as he did with Guardians of the Galaxy, Rogan remained unimpressed and unpersuaded. However, he accepted that he liked the fox in Guardian of the Galaxy. Rogan's disinterest in Superman is part of a broader critique he has about the superhero genre in general. He has expressed his frustration with the constant reboots of iconic characters in Hollywood. The fact that Superman has been rebooted multiple times and Spider-Man and the Hulk have had numerous iterations over the years only deepens Rogan's skepticism. Despite his co-host's excitement watching the upcoming movie, Rogan constantly stated he had no plans to watch it. While Rogan remains uninterested in James Gunn's Superman, his comments on Gunn's past tweets reveal a nuanced understanding of the consequences of today's cancel culture. Rogan may not be a fan of his latest superhero venture, but his support of Gunn in this instance adds an interesting layer to the conversation surrounding cancel culture and activism. Joe Rogan, like other DC fans, is wary of David Corenswet's Superman reboot but has faith in James Gunn's capabilities as a director. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more video. The DCU is safe in James Gunn's hands. That is the common consensus that fans have drawn ever since it was announced that he would be rebooting the franchise back to its former glory. However, the one thing that has come with this new wave is a lot of change and new faces. One of the biggest changes that have come with the latest phase of the DCU is the change of Superman's actor. Henry Cavill has some of the most dedicated fans in Hollywood, and they are still quite salty about DC Studios' betrayal of him. It would seem that controversial podcaster Joe Rogan falls into this category, and he was not happy when he heard about David Corenswet's reboot. Over the years, Marvel and DC have overseen many reboots of iconic characters. Be it in the pages of a book or film, fans have seen different faces play beloved characters for decades now. However, it has become a recent trend for fans to not be happy about this age-old tradition. New faces are coming and taking the responsibility from legends, causing many to be wary. In a recent episode of his podcast, Joe Rogan also spoke along similar lines. In a conversation with other guests on his program, he learned about the new Superman film, and his thoughts may ring true with other fans. Just like they do with Spider-Man. They have like 80 Spider-Mans. A dog saves him? Wait a minute, is that AF** King Superdog? That dog had a cape. Does the dog fly? Upon finding out that the film was a reboot, Rogan was not impressed. Pointing